Hello YouTube family, Greg D here with TGN, and we are back for another DCUO video, and today we're doing another episode of the Beginner's Guide. So what I want to talk about today is how you spec your skill points for DPS role. Now, I would consider DPS the most used role in the game. Some may beg to differ, but I definitely would. So the first thing that you want to do regarding your skill points is once you hit level 9, you unlock the super speed mode with your movement. That's one of the first things that you want to do once you get to level 9. So obviously when you start the game, you have a particular weapon style picked out. In this case, I was two-handed. So basically what you want to do is for DPS, Mason, you got to move your freaking head out of the way, man. You got a big fat head. Okay, so what you want to do is obviously you want to go all the way down here and unlock these 4 or 5 depending on the skills tree, and then you will unlock a first row and a second row. So usually the first row will have something like this: health, it'll have some vitalization and power, it'll have some critical healing chance, basically something for each role. And this is obviously the DPS role. And then the second tier is kind of the same thing. It'll have something based on each role. And DPS, you want to do the precision or the might. So basically what I will do, and what also is nice, is once you come down these, the main part of the tree, you'll notice that you permanently gain like innate stats. So plus 5 restoration, plus 24 health, plus 5 restoration, plus 10 precision. So that's kind of nice. So what I would do is you would come down here, and the first thing that you want to unlock is your critical attack chances. So now once you hit level 9, I believe it is, much like you're able to unlock the super speed movement with your movement, you'll be able to unlock every single weapons tree here. So if you notice and you go down, like once again, all of these, you get innate, additions. So plus 15 might, plus 8 vitalization, plus 5 restoration, plus 10 precision. And as you see here, critical attack chance and precision. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go down and open up all the trees. And the first thing you want to do is get your critical attack chances. So any tree that comes down here and has your critical attack chances, do those first. And I say that because most people would say, well, why wouldn't you want the critical attack damage? Well, that's true. You do want that, but in my mind, I would rather have a better chance of doing the critical attack damage first, as opposed to me, it seemed like if you have all this critical attack chance or damage potential, but you only have maybe like a 5% chance of hitting it, then what's the point? You know what I mean? So I would much rather unlock all of the critical attack chances first, because it's plus 1% per point. I would rather open up all the chance first and then do the damage. So then not only do you have the potential of doing big numbers when you hit a crit, but you also have a better chance of hitting a crit, if that makes any kind of sense. So if you are someone who has like a low number of skill points, then by all means go for critical attack chance first, then damage. Now, once you do all of that in all of the trees, then you can go to precision and or might, depending on what your power is. So in the case of sorcery, because you're doing a lot of weapon attacks, it's more precision based. So what I would do is I would go down here and unlock all the precision points first. And then if you have enough skill points left over, go in and unlock the might ones. So it would be vice versa. So let's say you're ice or mental. That is basically a might based loadout. So you would want to unlock might first, and then if you had the extra points, do precision. Now, if you are someone who has, as you see there, I have 133 skill points, which isn't terrible. I mean, it's not great, but it's not terrible either. It's like, average. If you have, let's say, like 200, let's say you have 200 skill points and you've done all the precision, you've done all the critical attack chance and the damage, and you want to focus maybe on your alternate role. So let's go back to mental or ice. Let's say ice. So let's say you want to focus on becoming an ice tank. So once you get all of your might, or your precision, or your critical attack chance, or your critical attack damage, then what you can do is you can come and through the power trees and unlock the dominance and power. because obviously the more dominance you have, the better tank you'll be. And then you can come down here, same thing. You can end up using health, you know, boost at 14 per point. Same thing goes for any of the other roles. So, you know, you fill out your critical attack chance and your damage, and then you want to work on being a healer. Okay, so then you can come up here and do your critical healing magnitude, and then you can come over here and do, I guess, oh, that's the only one in this tree. Okay, so, you know, something like that. So, really, it's not all that difficult to spec your skill points for a DPS. Like I said, if you are someone who has like a boatload of skill points and you've done all this, then you can go and focus on, you know, what other role that your power is. Now, there is also, some people will say to do weapon mastery. Now, weapon mastery, if you look over here, you need 20 skill points in your whatever, like, let's go back to two-handed because that's what I started out with. So whatever you started out with, if you unlock 20 skill points in that tree. So if you come down here, and usually they'll have something like you need two-handed, you need home run or something. So I have home run. Usually you'll need to go over here and come down here. But then once you do that, you come down here and you have two options as far as weapon mastery. You can do a melee or you can do a ranged. In my case, I probably would do the ranged just because they're easier to do. But you come down here, and in DPS role, if you look at this, every time you'll unlock these once you get the weapon mastery. Okay, and once you do that, as you can see, you get 3 points there, but increases might and precision by 25. So that's great. Now, is weapon mastery? When weapon mastery first came out, weapon mastery was the shit. Now there are a lot of ways to kind of do the same amount, if not more, damage with combos than you would do with weapon mastery. So you don't necessarily need weapon mastery, but I would suggest trying it out if you haven't yet, just to get a feel for it, just to kind of see, you know, for yourself what you like better. And like I said, if you do decide to go the route of weapon mastery, unlock these first for the DPS. So let's say I was going to do weapon mastery and I would need, I was going to do one of the bows. So what I would do is I'd have to come down to bow, and if you look here, requires 20 points, and then you have to get kip up launcher, bow slam, trick shots, flurry shots. So I would need kip up launcher, you need the trick shots, and then you need the flurry shot. So then you would put your 21 points in here. Same thing, you go down here and you'd get your might and precision. Then you would go back into your two-handed tree and you want to unlock whichever one that you wanted to do as far as your weapon mastery. Whether you wanted to do a flurry shot or an arrow storm. So there you have it. So really not that difficult whatsoever. Unlock all your main points. Get your critical attack chance first, your critical attack damage second, and then go for either your precision or your might, or if you have enough skill points, do both, and then focus on whatever the alternate role for your power is. So there you have it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Get out there, get your skill points, and don't forget, once the stats revamp goes live, the more skill points you have, the better, because you'll end up being much stronger of a character. So, with that being said, guys, I hope you found this helpful. Hope you found it enjoyable. Thank you so much for watching, as always. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more DCUO content on the channel. And until next time, we'll see you soon.